On this stream, we can give people real information. We're on. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse.
Can you turn the noise down?
We'll turn we'll turn the background
Shocking
sound down.
In fact, it's just a roll on from this preparation.
As you might know, before we preface something, as you might realise, we've got a little box down there. Point down. Point that way or some way. Yeah, a bit down.
That hideous grey box.
Yeah.
That's not where it's supposed to go.
Hey, we've got a box down there, so that's chat. So if you talk to us in the chat, and we go on to this, you'll be able to see it, and we could be able to see it. When
progress, I guess.
Yeah, it was kind of rushed because
you were eating your teas.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. You were chewing on your sweets before we started.
No, I wasn't. I was chewing on my own internal organs.
You were. Well, before we start, Julian, first, I want to ask you about your solution to the C's.
Yes.
But before we get to that, Brogan is going to tell us what's coming up on today's stream.
Yes.
Just to keep everybody who's watching.
Yeah. So we'll talk a bit about what CZ's done recently.
Boo.
He's the owner of Binance.
Owner of Binance.
Boo.
Nike's new project.
Brilliant new project.
And Messi and Sorez partnership.
Well, that's going to be very exciting.
Very exciting.
I'm looking forward to that. But before we get to that,
that chat took a long time to come through.
What is your solution?
It's not a solution.
It's not a solution.
But it's an improvement. You know, we keep getting told by these environmentalists, because it's been the COP, and I've been paying close attention to it.
Egypt, yeah.
And
what does the COP stand for?
I was going to tell you then, I can't remember.
What do you? Right, look on TV.
I don't like the fact that you called me Noel either. We'll come back to that in a little while.
That was not what I did.
I don't know what the COP stands for. It's a cooperative type thing.
Okay.
I'm thinking. Anyway.
So what's your solution for them?
Well, they keep saying that everybody can do their own little bit.
Yes.
And I think we can.
Okay.
And my idea is we've got to ban parents when they take the kids to the seaside throwing skimming stones.
Because it's filling the sea with stones.
It's raising the water levels.
So we need to ban children.
How many stones did you allow Brogan to throw in the sea as a child?
Hundreds.
You see? If every parent's doing that, there's no wonder the sea levels are rising.
That's a very good point.
I know.
Have you raised this with anybody?
It just seemed a bit obvious. I thought other people might have cottoned onto it. Because what you could do is say, right, Brogan, we're off to the seaside. We're going to take 10 stones out. That's double whammy.
So you throw your child into the sea, irrespective of their ability to swim or not, and then they have to collect stones.
They can paddle, to be fair. Just dip their hands in, take a few out, put them at the side, creating a bit of a sea barrier as well.
That's a good idea.
What if you get the stones out of the water and then throw them back in?
No.
Why?
It's your waste trip, isn't it?
No. Status quo.
Status quo. I know you've not added to it. But if you've taken it out in the first place, why not just
So why don't you take 20 out and throw 10 back in?
You could do. I'd be happy with that.
Or if you take 11 out and put 10 in?
You might get yourself into trouble, though, because there would be pebble police.
Oh, the pebble
police. And if they copped you actually throwing back in, your defence can't be, but I've already removed 20, officer, is it?
Oh, right, okay.
I did think of taking it a stage further, because obviously this is all about displacement. Why don't we take up whaling again? Because they're huge.
Should we get onto the Bitcoin price?
Let's get the Bitcoin
Is there
price
something
up.
else you want to talk about at the start? Or
No,
am I mistaken?
let's please move on. Please move on. Let's not talk about whaling.
All right.
We're on the Bitcoin price.
Does anyone want to guess what the Bitcoin price is?
In dollars.
In dollars, yes.
15,600.
16,500.
See, he set the stream up. I mean, you set up the browser with all the articles, etc. And so you already noticed, don't you?
What is it?
16,584.
Is it going down a little bit then?
I can go to the graphs, have a little look.
It's been crabbing between 16 and 17 now.
Yeah.
Ooh, nearly hit 18,000. Right.
It's
We've
a
not had the
shambles.
capitulation that we did think we could have we, as yet?
No. We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Right. Let's move on. I'm actually, Brogan, I'm actually still in shock about the idea of whaling coming out of Julian's mouth.
I didn't even process this, to be honest. I was kind of out.
I mean, it's
You've got to save the environment.
You've got to save the whales.
Which comes first? There's no environment for the whales.
Chicken or the egg? The whale or the ocean?
You know.
Yeah.
Right. Word on the bird.
Just in. MasterCard, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, and others launched a 12-week experimental digital dollar pilot with the New York Fed.
That's
big news.
Well, again, we've had to slightly alter the agenda.
Is this new? Hot off the press?
This is last night this came out.
Wow.
What do you think?
Great
First
news,
reaction.
that, surely. Big companies embracing the techs. I like it.
What do you think? Julian's all for it.
Well, I'm not saying I'm all for it because I don't know what the test period means.
Well, you'll be able to buy your whale blubber with CBDCs, so you must be all for it.
I'm all for that.
It's all for that. What do you think?
I think I'm not sure what to think, to be honest. However, it's a bit like what we've talked about with CBDCs. Obviously, I'm not sure if it's defined as CBDC. I'm not sure. I can be corrected on that, but it's a digital currency, but controlled by a group or the New York Fed, is what I think it said.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, is it going to be able to, like, where are you going to be able to use it? Is it just going to be is it a currency? What sort of currency?
It's only a test run, isn't it?
Yeah, but what's the point of it? What makes it? But what's the advantage of it?
Of what CBDCs?
Is it a CBDC? Can you communicate with any other? You can't communicate with any other blockchains, so it's just.
It's not a blockchain.
Exactly.
It's centralized.
Yes, the point is. So
it's not. No. There's a difference. It's not a stable coin.
I know.
It's a central bank, i.e. the Fed.
Yes.
Digital currency.
Yes.
So it doesn't communicate with any other blockchain.
I know.
Otherwise, that would then open it up to the risks, the inherent risks of those blockchains. So this is testing electronic money over the blockchain rather than electronic money over their private ledgers. So the switch isn't huge, but what it would do is give the Fed the ability to see all of the transactions of all the customers with all the banks.
But we want that.
So like I don't think we want that.
Transparency. That's what I keep getting told.
Nah. Like I said, I didn't really see what much point the point of it was. I still don't really see the point of it.
These are processing people, aren't they, that we're talking? Are we not talking MasterCard and such like?
Yeah.
So in the speed of the number of transactions they can do, going to be massively improved?
No. Not necessarily.
But isn't that the ultimate aim?
Yes.
So the testing out to see whether that is actually doable.
Yeah.
I haven't got a problem with this.
Okay, I don't like it. I don't think there's much point.
Well, it's going to come in.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
We're having a
They want
We're having a bad
the
week
information.
in crypto, and now you've got people, big people, saying we're still in it. I think that's good news.
But the problem is, the CBDC people, which are the banks, this is a crypto they can control.
I mean, it's a bit like what my short said quite a while back, talking on CBDCs.
Yeah. So what we can moan about it all we want. If we want to go,
I'm not moaning.
If we're not going to go off on a moan about this one.
Moaned.
You've not, Mo, but you've been killing whales in this stream. So let's not.
Might be in the mood to moan.
The morality meter. Your morality
Could be
meter is
the Benny
quite low.
talking.
You've got a little red light flashing at the minute. The idea of a CBDCs for me is abhorrent.
Yeah, I saw that in your facial expression.
Can't stand it. However, this is a surprisingly quick move by the Fed to do this, because we thought this would be 5 or 10 years away.
Yeah.
If they test this now and then roll it out, China rolled this out in 6 months. So we could be looking at CBDCs in America in 3 years' time.
Yeah.
And that's when we can moan about it being scary.
Well, they obviously see an advantage. They obviously see an advantage in it for themselves if they're going to release it so quickly.
Oh, they do. There's a massive advantage because
obviously seeing everyone's transactions
because
at any point.
Once you get rid of paper, you get rid of all the fraud associated with paper.
Yes.
And if you look at non-American countries, this is the world currency, after all. If they completely remove all the paper versions of dollars from the world and everything becomes a CBDC, then they can have complete control over all transactions with the dollar anywhere in the world. So, for example, if Liberia does something that America doesn't want, they can press a few numbers on their keyboard and suddenly Liberia's currency doesn't work anymore. That's where we're going to get to. This is just
taking a very bad picture there. This is a test to see whether tech works.
The tech will work.
By big companies.
It's already been working.
At that point, full stop. Is it a good idea? Yes, it is. Then we can assess in the future where they attempt to take it.
Let me ask you this question. They're in such a rush to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't have faster payments in America.
No, they don't.
No. So they're working full steam ahead on this.
Yeah.
Yet faster payments, which would keep Americans out of what do they get charged? Overdraft fees.
Yeah.
They're getting charged overdraft fees. I think it's $4 billion a year they're getting charged. They haven't sorted that problem out in 20 years, but they're going to introduce a CBDC to have more control over people.
Yeah.
So you can see, from my eyes, where their motivation lies. They don't want to lose the $4 billion in overdraft fees, but they're quite happy to introduce something which gives them even more control. So you're right, it's a test, see if the tech works in America. It might have some bugs that need ironing out. We don't know what the CBDC is. We don't know whether it's going to be as Orwellian as we think, or whether which it will be, or whether it's actually going to be something quite.
It will be, can you?
It will, of course, it'll be.
Because you keep saying they as if they are in power. There's nothing stopping you from putting up for election.
Oh yeah, I would.
Nobody will vote for you.
Nobody would vote for me. Let's move on to talk about our friend Sam Bankman-Fraud.
Nice name.
He's got a Leo Sayer haircut, hasn't he?
He has.
Which brings me back to my Noel thing. I'm really not happy about that.
I'd say more of a Kevin Keegan haircut.
Yeah.
I hate these directions. The camera's all flipped.
Yeah.
Pointing in different directions. It's not doing anything.
There's lots of things that have come out about him in the past few days about him being on amphetamines for the last 6 months.
Looks like he's been on kebabs, to be fair.
And when I say he's been on amphetamines, I don't just mean him. I mean the entire upper management of Alameda and FTX. But anyway, let's get the facts out. All
right, crypto crisis continues. Here's the latest on the FTX collapse. The plunge comes as investors continue to grapple with the stunning implosion of FTX, one of the biggest and most powerful players in the industry. The episode has not just destroyed confidence in the crypto industry, but will also embolden global regulators to tighten the screws. I should probably mute Discord, but I'll figure that out in a minute.
Don't worry about that. I'm going to go off on a rant in a minute about this.
There's a lot of risk, said CZ, who runs Binance. The biggest... Why is there so many messages now?
I'm a very popular chap on Discord.
Jesus Christ.
While you're sorting that out, let me just say one thing about Gary Gensler while you're muting that. Right. So yesterday, Gary Gensler, who's in charge of the SEC, which is the securities people, he came out with a tweet saying that they had fined 700 companies last year and generated, I think it was something like $4.6 or $6.4 billion in fines. Now, you've got FTX, the second biggest crypto firm in the world, no regulations. Nothing. Haven't introduced anything. In fact, Gary Gensler was working on the regulations with Sam Bankman-Fraud.
Yeah.
Who would believe it?
Yeah.
So Is he more interested in the fines? Yeah. Is he more interested in not having the regulations so crypto can collapse on its arse? Probably. And is he waiting for it to collapse on its arse to such a point that when the regulations do come in, everyone's going to look at it and go, yeah, you're completely right. We need complete draconian regulations over cryptocurrency and come down it like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
Great. Except in this instance, FTX were in the Bahamas.
Oh.
The reason they're in the Bahamas is there's no regulations in America. So they're forcing these companies to go to places where there's no regulation. And then when it falls on its arse, they go, see, look how bad crypto is. Look how dangerous it is. It's dangerous because you're not putting your foot down and bringing out regulation. How else is it to be viewed? You've got $4.6 billion or $6.4 billion in the bank, and you can't spend $1 billion bringing in regulation on crypto to stop these people ruining the name of it.
And many
Absolutely.
lives.
And many lives. I mean, as Brogan pointed out on Saturday, there will be people who commit suicide and take their own lives.
Yeah.
I can't say that word on
Yeah,
YouTube.
we've gone that
There
way.
are people who will do things to themselves because this clown has been allowed to ruin their
people's
lives.
lives. Yeah.
Sorry. Well,
What's happening
I've
to
fixed
the-
everything now, though.
What's
So-
happening to this guy now? Is he still in the Bahamas?
we'll get to that. Well,
Yes.
I don't know if it's in the article. If it's not, I'll tell
I
you.
think it is. I think it's on later.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of risk, said the CZ, who runs Binance, the biggest crypto exchange. We've seen that in the past week things go crazy in the industry. So we do need some regulations. We do need to do this properly. He added. FTX moved its headquarters from Hong Kong to the Bahamas last year, with former CEO Sam Bankman-Fried hailing it as one of the few places to set up a comprehensive framework for crypto at the time. Bankman-Fried, the 30-year-old founder of the exchange, was one of the faces of the crypto industry, amassing a fortune once totaling $25 billion that has since vanished. He had been viewed as the crypto world's white knight, stepping in previously to rescue companies struggling after the collapse of the Terra USD stablecoin in May. A possible hack. On Saturday, FTX said it was looking into whether crypto assets were stolen. Crypto risk management firm Elliptic said $473 million in crypto assets appear to have been nabbed from FTX. Miller said that FTX was investigating abnormalities regarding movements in crypto wallets related to consolidation of FTX balances across exchanges. The facts are still unclear, and the company will share more information as soon as possible, he added. That's it.
So,
Possible hack.
yeah,
Nah.
not likely. I don't even know where to start with this. So, yep, he's still. Pened. So each individual tweet was a separate letter. And then he said, when everything becomes clear, I'll explain everything. So he's trying to clear himself before he ends up in prison.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question, Brogan.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a white knight to you?
Bankman-Fried.
Yeah. Who said he was a white knight of crypto?
He did, I'm right.
Yeah.
Or his dad.
Yeah. Oh, someone said, yeah, I can't go back to the article now, but
And with reference, because what they've said there is that he was going to bail out those companies.
Yeah.
What he was actually going to do was buy the assets on probably 5 cents on the dollar. So he was going to buy up the assets. The users that had the assets in BlockFi were going to get 5 Satoshi out of every 100 back.
yeah,
That's not really a white knight.
he's
And
just
he was-
nabbing up all this cheap stuff.
And he was just nabbing all the cheap stuff, exactly. So the only person is the writer of this article who's called him a white knight, or, as Julian says, himself.
Yeah.
But nobody else has called him a white knight. In fact, the videos we've done on Sam Bankman-Fried, we've pointed out his connections with BlackRock and their connections with Coinbase, and the fact that they're trying to buy up everybody in the space to have a
Get
monopoly.
community, as we said before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this was a matter of time before something went wrong. Maybe not with Alameda and FTX, but this was just going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, how badly do you think this has affected crypto, Julian?
Pretty badly, this, I think.
Do you think this is the Lehman Brothers?
Yeah, I'd say it is. There's another article I think that we've got coming up
Is there?
that refers to this.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, the bottom article.
The bottom article refers to it.
Article.
Yeah.
Oh.
But this has also happened before in the crypto space, is what it says.
Well, there's a couple of things have happened. Mount Gox,
Yeah.
which happened
And one
2014.
before that.
Oh yeah,
Was
go
there
through that. BitMEX
Yes.
or something.
Yeah.
BitMEX.
BitMEX or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
There's another one as well.
Yeah.
there is something we're going to get to after the bottom article, which kind of explains that we need these events to happen
Yeah.
to bottom
Yeah.
before we can
You've got to
climb.
get rid of all the badness.
Yeah,
You need a purge.
we do. We need a purge, and it's the same in the stock market.
Yeah.
You know, once the price earnings ratio gets too high,
Yeah.
as in you're not really making any money out of these companies, the stock price has gone through the roof. You need a correction because everything becomes, house prices are the same. You get to the point somebody was saying last night in America, where they live, it's gone up 40% in 1 year. But why has it gone up 40% in 1 year? Because America printed
A lot of money.
30-40% of its currency
Yeah.
in that time, so it's pushed all the house price up.
Yeah.
The only thing that can happen after that is a correction to bring the prices down.
It's like when they used to print the lira.
Yeah, exactly.
And we used to joke about that, but they're doing exactly the same.
The Greeks did it as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
The Italians and the Greeks used to print their currency into non-existence.
Do you remember Dennis Pennis?
I do remember Dennis
His
Pennis. Yeah,
funniest joke ever with links to the price of the lira.
was it?
Yeah, he met Joan Collins and said to her, "You look a million lira." About £10.50.
There was actually a website years and years ago where it showed you'd put in how much money you had, like £1,000, and it would tell you which countries in the world you'd be a millionaire in. And like right at the top was someone like Zimbabwe,
Yeah.
where you'd have
The
like
worst,
17 trillion Zimbabwe dollars. But you had Greece up there, Turkey, all of the kind of the southern European countries.
Yeah.
Because they just print money for fun.
Yeah.
They don't really care about inflation.
But do they anymore, though? Because
Well,
that's
they're
a stereotype, isn't it?
They're not allowed, are they?
No,
Because
so you've
they're
got
in
the
the
rest
EU.
of the world now that are doing.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it.
It's just mental.
Yeah.
Right, well, we've got... This is more of a phoenix from the ashes type stream. So we're going to start with the FTX stuff. Then the crypto.com stuff we're going to cover now.
Yeah.
This is kind of the FUD.
Yeah.
But then we're going to come out the other end being very happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking about
Lovely, lovely
Yeah.
NFTs.
NFTs.
Like a U-bend.
Like a U-bend.
Yeah. When I perk up and
Yeah.
start talking.
So what did CZ, our favourite wolf in sheep's clothing, referring to Julian's video he did today,
I compared him to Genghis Khan.
and Genghis Khan. Yeah.
Do want to
he
kill
did.
that many people?
Yeah, that's right.
Lots. Not as many as King Leopold, though.
No, he's the original.
He is the OG.
The OG.
Right, so what did CZ say about crypto.com?
Good question. We'll get to it in the article, I suppose. Crypto.com CEO says business as usual after revelations of accidental $400 million transfer. Crypto.com CEO Kris
Marzelek.
Sought to soothe investors' woes after an errant $400 million transfer shook users over the weekend. Crypto.com CEO Kris Marzelek said not to worry, all is solvent and above board. Our platform is performing business as usual, Marzelek said in an AMA posted to Twitter on Sunday. People are depositing, people are withdrawing, people are trading. There's pretty much normal activity, just at a heightened level.
Yep.
Marzelek, however, said it was no big deal and that the funds were sent to Crypto.com's own whitelisted corporate account on Gate.io.
Correct.
The funds were at no risk of being lost, he said. The
Nope.
system will not allow us to send money somewhere it can't be recovered.
Now then.
We were looking at this live, weren't we, on Sunday? Were it
I've
Sunday?
got more.
He's got more.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, he's got more.
Apologies.
We
And
do
there's
not.
more. OG joke for you there.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Frank Cast.
We do not trade customers' assets, he said, adding that mixing customer and corporate funds is a terrible idea and that it shouldn't be outlawed.
Absolutely.
No, says Marzelek, who claimed that Crypto.com's exposure to the collapse of FTX was minimal. The exchange, he said, was able to claw back the lion's share of its $1 billion investment, losing a mere $10 million.
All wrong.
He
The author of this article is an idiot and he's wrong.
He added that Crypto.com was fully regulated in the UK, EU, US, Canada, and Singapore,
Yeah.
and said that a full professional audit was underway. though it might take 30 days or more, since serious audits don't operate on crypto speed, he caveated.
So I'm a bit annoyed about this.
Yeah.
Number one, there was never $1 billion in FTX. Crypto.com does an awful lot of OTC trading, over-the-counter trading. And what they do is they go and find the cheapest price on the market. Over the last 12 months, they have sent and received roughly $1 billion to and from FTX. So somebody wants to buy $1 million of Bitcoin.
Yep.
If it's the cheapest on FTX, they'll buy it from there and they'll send it straight back.
Yep.
And CZ and the other clowns were pointing out the fact that Crypto.com have invested $1 billion in a... No, it was a trading account. And I said so in a couple of Twitter comments that I made, that was the case. The second thing was that CZ came out and said that you shouldn't trust an exchange that sends money back and forth to each other to make their reserves look bigger. And he was...
not the case, though, is
no,
it?
it was not the case.
I think he took an opportune moment when everybody thought that he's a godlike figure
Yes.
to actually try and put down yet another one of his competitors to get more and more of the market, which is why I've compared him to Genghis Khan.
Correct.
He's a dangerous man.
The hypocrisy is that he wants decentralization while simultaneously trying to centralize
Via himself.
You're spot on. It's exactly what he's done.
Yeah.
And I held him in very high regard up until Friday last week.
Mm.
And then I went in a Twitter Spaces and he was there and he kept having these little Freudian slips where he was mentioning Crypto.com in the same breath as FTX. Then he makes the comment about this transaction. Crypto.com did not send 400 million to Gate.io. They sent 400 million to their own account, which they have with FTX, which they have with Binance. This, as I was saying before, they use it to buy and sell crypto on behalf of their customers. So this was nothing but, well, I won't say libelous, because that's a strong word, but it's not far off.
Yeah.
He never mentioned names, but everybody knew what he was talking about, and he's fudded the market again. So, is he really the White Knight?
No, if he's going to put himself out there as being the man, then he's got to act like you do in a financial market. Look after your own.
Yeah.
Everything else will sort itself.
Exactly.
But he starts fiddling around and making these comments just off the cuff.
Yeah.
Because he had that week, because he's had 1 week where he actually was perceived as being this godlike creature. No, not happy with that.
No. He said he was going to save FTX.
Yeah, and didn't.
Yeah, but he said he was going to save them before he looked at the balance sheet.
Yeah.
So he comes out as the hero,
Yeah.
looks at the balance sheet, and then all of a sudden realises it's about 6 billion in debt, 8 billion in debt, and walks away.
But all these little comments affect people.
Correct.
Like we've just been talking about the FTX thing. This could have also gone with Crypto.com.
Yeah.
It didn't, because they're not in a position to do that. They are actually strong.
Yeah.
But still.
I think the problem with a lot of people in Crypto.com is they've sponsored the World Cup. They've sponsored the Staples Center now. It's not called Staples Center anymore. It's called Crypto.com Arena. They've sponsored the MMA. Formula One and something else, a few other things. And people are saying, they've spent 800 million on sponsoring the Staples Center, and they spent 200 million sponsoring MMA. Well, that's over a 10-year period, and they're paying it every year for 10 years. So, okay, it's 20 million quid on the MMA, but it's on everybody's shirt, it's on the arena, it's everywhere. The World Cup, I don't know when that starts. Sunday. Crypto.com are going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? So CZ has seen this as an opportunity to have a dig at a company which are going to grow massively in size in the next 3 or 4 weeks. When everybody sees the word crypto for 3 weeks over the World Cup, it's going to be huge exposure for them. Yep. And he has a dig at them. So for me, as well as being libelous, it's also quite cowardly.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Very disappointing.
Very.
However, he's had one good idea that wasn't his idea. However, he's the one pushing it.
Yes.
Take it away, Brogan.
All right. Bitcoin skyrockets by almost $1,000. Imagine $10,000.
Could you
Imagine that.
Imagine my heart would be in my chest.
Almost $1,000 as Binance's CZ announces industry recovery fund. CZ took to Twitter to announce an industry recovery group aimed at helping projects that are otherwise strong but in a liquidity crisis. The CEO of Binance, CZ, revealed that his company will form an industry recovery group in a bid to reduce the negative effects associated with the fallout of FTX. CZ also welcomed other industry participants who would want to co-invest. This had a very positive impact on the entire market, as Bitcoin's price skyrocketed to almost $17,000. There is no information as to what projects the fund will be investing in, but one thing is for sure: CZ has no intentions of helping FTX. Commenting under one of the responses that asked if the Trouble Exchange would qualify, he said, "Hey, you misread the tweet. I think lies or fraud never qualify as strong projects. This is for other projects in the ecosystem." Fair enough.
FTX wouldn't really fall under that category though, because it's not a project; it's an exchange. So he is right. What do you think is wrong with this idea, Brogan? Do you have any idea? Do you have anything that you think of that could immediately be wrong with this?
Well, it doesn't mention how much he has, how much he's going to give, where it's coming from, all these things. Validity of projects. I suppose you're going to have to, not dox yourself, but if you're one of these projects and you haven't, come out, I suppose, some have, but you're going to have to prove you own it, and then, how is it going to get transferred? There's a lot of logistical problems. I don't know. Obviously, the obstacle hasn't given us any idea of if there's already a plan against, of getting the funds, etc.
No plan so far.
So he's just said it to make himself look good, and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna give all you guys money." How? Yeah. Where?
What do you think the qualifications are going to be for getting access to this cash?
Well, back in the day, I was a big fan of Dragon's Den. Peter Jones never gave anybody any free cash without taking a percentage.
No.
In fact, most of their entire ideas.
In fact, he owns a big chunk of reggae sauce, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I wonder if he's learnt to play the guitar.
I doubt it. He'll got somebody to play it for him.
That's very true. He's very tall, isn't he?
That's where I think this is going. Finger in every pie.
You see, because it's such a... He's just come out and gone, "Hey guys, let's put some cash together."
Yeah, look at me again.
Yeah.
Look at me again. Now, what happens when Kris turns up at the door and says, "Right, I'll put in whatever amount it is," and then you have another third party say, "Right, I'm going to put in put in an amount."
Yeah.
What I would have done, and I'm not CZ and I'm not an expert either, is I would have said, "Right, I think it's time we brought in self-regulation, and we put together a set of accounts, proof of reserve for every exchange. We put together a set of guidelines on how exchanges can work. We then take projects," because one thing that he fails to mention is that the BNB chain, the Binance Smart Chain, that's had more fraudulent coins on it than anywhere else. So what's that coin that's based on the Netflix program that I never watched?
Oh, Squid Game.
Squid Game coin.
That were on there, wasn't it?
It was on there.
Binance.
So he needs to take a look at himself as well as everybody else
Yeah.
and say, we need to do better.
Yeah.
You shouldn't allow any Tom, Dick and Harry to come to Binance or come to crypto.com and say, "Right, I want to make a coin and it's going to be called Southgate coin." And then you have a picture of Gareth Southgate's face on the coin, and then suddenly everybody buys it because England are in the World Cup. And then the holder sells all of his coins, walks off with the money, and then sees he's there. "Oh, right, well, this doesn't really qualify for a project that gets bailed out." Yeah, but you've listed it in the first place.
Yeah.
So you need to hold yourself to the same standards you're trying to hold everybody else to, which you're not doing.
Yeah.
So going back to your Dragon's Den idea, I think there's some validity with that. I think exchanges need to have proof of reserves and a moral code of conduct.
Yep.
I think we need to get rid of this stupid 100x leverage and 25x leverage, which damages the market. It basically, we're going to get onto leverage in a bit, but it basically allows people to short and long coins. But you can lose your life savings doing that very quickly.
Yep.
So we need to have a regulation that gets rid of it.
And in some, you can go negative, right? If I'm not mistaken.
You can end up owning the exchange money.
Yeah.
Which is I mean, it shouldn't be allowed to happen. So there needs to be a set of guidelines, and they need to self-regulate, because if they don't, Gary the Snake Gensler is going to come after them, and it's going to be draconian, and they're going to make them sign up. There's going to be KYC everywhere. It's going to be a disaster. So I think he missed the trick.
Yeah, again,
because he's more interested
in himself.
Precisely. Anything else? Anything else you want to add to that?
Not really.
Before we go off, we went off on a bit of a tangent there.
A lot said. I agree with most of it. Or no, all of it pretty much. So.
Well, now we come to the green shoots of recovery.
Yes.
Is this the bottom article?
This is the bottom article. There's no Aid Edmondson.
No.
Anywhere to be seen. What's he called, the other guy?
Who?
Aid Edmondson and Rick Mail.
Rick Mail, yeah.
God rest in peace.
Yeah.
Love Rick Mail.
There he is.
Do you want to read this? This is a little bit technical, this one.
All right.
But there's going to be we're going to have a little bit of a conversation afterwards about this.
Good article, this.
A good article.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've actually highlighted the right bits.
We'll hope so. We'll go for it.
Take it at your own leisure.
Okay. Crypto strategist says FTX collapse. Oh my days! I keep on hitting this box whenever I move the mouse. Suggests Bitcoin close to carving absolute bear market bottom. Here's why. A popular analyst says the implosion of crypto exchange FTX could be the signal that marks the beginning of the end of Bitcoin's bear market. In previous BTC cycles, it was BitMEX. Yeah, that's the one we talked about.
That's it.
Earlier, it was Mt. Gox. Now FTX. It's a pattern.
Yes.
Exchange contagion has become a historical tendency that occurs close to the absolute BTC bear market bottom. Survive the capitulation and you will flourish in the bull market. Historical BTC tends to bottom 517 to 547 days prior to the next halving event. The next halving event currently is 536 days away.
What does it say on our actual
countdown? 541.
541 days away.
He's a bit out. Yeah.
He is a bit out. But it changes over time depending on your
that's
rewards.
true.
That article tells you how they've calculated it, which I respected.
Oh.
So it is out a little bit, but
fair enough.
It's roughly a year and a half away.
Yeah.
That's all we need to know. And for everybody listening, it's basically a 4-year cycle. So we have a good year.
Yeah.
Some crabbing.
Halving's a thing that's been built in.
Yes.
To the Bitcoin.
Yes.
To replicate how difficult it is to find gold over time.
Yes.
So the more you take out of the ground, the less there is to find.
Perfect.
That is brilliant, that.
Thank you.
Yeah. In fact, the chap I was listening to last night said there's $5 trillion worth of gold in circulation, and he believes that it's about half the amount of total gold there's still to find.
Right.
But like you're saying, it's harder and harder to find it. Or it was it Zambia or somewhere?
You told me that actually. They found this huge gold mine.
Have they?
Yeah, they found tons of gold.
Wasn't it like a huge percentage of what's already currently available? Like I'm not gonna say the figure.
I'm not gonna say a number, but it's a double figure.
Yeah, it was in the tens.
Yeah.
Well, not the 10 or anything, but like.
I know what you mean.
Some percent.
It's a huge amount.
I'll find it when we're done with the article.
So that's the halving.
There's more going on, but yeah. One could argue that catalysts of the war, Luna, 3 Hours Capital, FTX, and others were what facilitated this current 78% retractment. Positive catalysts will magically appear at the BTC bottom as well. As for his bottom target for Bitcoin, this guy, the analyst, says he's looking at $13,900. If BTC turns the recently broken 17,400 monthly support into new resistance, then BTC could even redirect towards a new immediate monthly support of $13,900. Should that happen, BTC will have retracted around 80% from the $69,000 high.
Absolutely.
All right.
Now, why is all that important with regards to FTX?
What do you mean?
It's an open question. So, FTX have just gone bust.
Yeah.
At the bottom,
Yes.
Mt. Gox did the same thing.
Yeah.
And BitMEX did the same thing.
Yeah.
It comes down to one word,
Yeah.
which we're going to go through now.
Leverage.
Leverage. Bull markets are built on leverage. Don't know what Brogan's doing over there.
Find the gold miners in Uganda.
Good idea. Where?
in Uganda. I'm trying to get the figure of
Yeah,
how...
you get the figure, and I'll go through
I've got
this.
the amount, how many tons was found, but I want to try and find how much they reckon
Yeah, you do.
we've already found.
I'll do a monologue with Julian, or a duologue. So when you buy your house, you don't buy it for cash, do you? You take out a mortgage.
Yeah.
Correct. And that is the simplest form of leverage that you can explain to somebody.
Lending against an asset.
Lending against an asset. And you might put £30,000 down to buy a £300,000 house, which gives you 9x leverage, roughly.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the bull market being built on leverage, you have to realise how much money it takes to get the price from 20,000 to 70,000, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
So what people do, in Brogan's terms, is they YOLO in.
What's that in my term?
What aping in?
What's that in my term?
Balls to the walls.
I don't know that one. Basically, they go all in. They push all their chips in.
Right, okay. In for a penny. Like
In
Stephen
for a
Mulhern.
penny, exactly. Now, how do you buy more? If you think the price is going to go through the roof, how do you buy more crypto?
Borrow from somebody else.
You leverage yourself up. Exactly. And that pushes the price up and up and up till it gets to a certain point where everybody's leveraged and there's no more money, there's no more liquidity in the market to push that price higher.
Yep.
And if you go back to May or June last year, it hit 64,000, and that was the top.
Yeah.
We had a second top, which was a fake top or a false top, which was caused by the good old US of A printing themselves out of trouble and obviously printing themselves into recession and interest rates. So when you're at the top, there's only one way to go, which is down.
Finding out.
Exactly. He's going out on a high though, isn't he, with Piers?
Tonight, apparently. It's on the TV tonight.
No,
apparently.
he's dead to me.
And me.
He's dead to me.
Yeah.
He came back. He should have gone after the Newcastle game when they won 2 at the first game of the season. And
We're
they won.
losing viewers, by the way,
I know.
as we continue to talk.
So, the only way is down from 69,000, and we needed to deleverage, which is basically take all of this fake money out of the system to get down to the fair value. The fair value is what something's worth. The same with house prices. When house prices go up, there needs to be a correction because otherwise people can't afford to buy houses. So it deleverages, comes down in price, and then people can afford to buy the houses. The liquidity comes in, and off we go again. FTX owed 9 billion. They had 900 million in their accounts. So their leverage again was, what's that, 9x, 10x, whatever it was. So they were the last big leveraged company left in crypto to go, as far as anybody can see. Everyone keeps talking about contagion and about the fact that we might have other exchanges go out of business, but these are small exchanges. These aren't exchanges. I mean, FTX was the second biggest exchange or third biggest exchange. So once they're gone, it's all gone. The price is now depressed, and we're at a position now where, whether it be this week, next week, or the week after, I was fairly confident the bottom was about 17 or 18,000. And what are we now? 16?
16,500.
Yeah.
There's nothing really left to drag us any lower.
Only Christmas. Used to get, normally on a crypto year, you get people taking it out to buy Christmas presents, wouldn't you?
Do you know where the Santa rally comes from?
Go on.
In America, the funds would buy all of their stocks at the start of the year, and they'd sell all of their crap stocks just before November.
Right.
And they would do that because their end of year reporting was October the 31st or something like that. So that what they would then do is spend the next 6 weeks buying back all of the stocks, because what they didn't want to do is show poor performing stocks on their books. So they would sell everything off by October and then buy everything back in before Christmas, which created this Santa rally.
They still do that?
The Santa rally? Yeah.
Oh,
it still goes on. Still goes on. That's why the people say buy in May or sell in May, go away. by November. I don't know what it was, but there's something like that. There's a saying in the stock market.
Yeah,
So
that's not very snappy.
it's not as good as the Bard would say.
No, but I've not had a chance to think about it.
Right.
I
So
found the gold value. Before we move on to the next article,
go for it.
so I did a bit of math. All right. So I found that. So it was in Uganda. It was found, and it said with extractable pure gold estimated to a gross 320,000 tons, which is a lot. All right. I looked up how many tons of gold have been mined throughout history, and it's from gold.org. All right. So this is the official.
This is
gold.
cutting edge stuff right here.
Yeah.
It really is.
It suggests that around 205,000 tons of gold has been mined throughout history.
So they've already found more than's ever.
And I did the Uganda amount divided by total times 100. 156% of all gold.
They found.
Yeah.
See, if this was CZ finding out that information now, he'd put a little tweet out forcing a market run on everybody selling gold.
Yeah, they would.
Because that's just the type of scumbag he is.
Yeah, but you know what I'm waiting for?
What's that?
I'm waiting for the Biden aid package for Uganda. We need to help our friends in Ghana. It's not Ghana. Zimbabwe. It's not Zimbabwe, but Joe.
Utoxeter.
Yeah. Grimsby. No. Uganda. Someone throws a voice. Uganda. There we go. Uganda. Now, what's happening with this gold is, if I said to you, name me a real currency, what would you say?
I would firstly.
I am trying to trick you up. Trip you
yeah.
up.
So I already know that. So I would have said from this question, what do you define as a currency?
A currency that actually has a quantifiable value supported by an asset at the other end. So if I had a 20 credit note here, and I said back this 20 credit note with a currency, what would you back it with?
It'd have to be a valuable metal.
Gold. There's gold. There's maybe Bitcoin.
Mm.
If you were to say US dollars or pounds or yen or whatever, what's that backed by? Credit and debt. It's not backed by anything. The trust that your government will not collapse and have financial instability. So the only real currency, physical real currency we've ever had is gold. And we had that, and the dollar and the pound were backed by the gold standard up until 40 or 50 years ago, and everything has gone to pot since everybody came off the gold standard.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad they found 150%.
I'm chuffed for Uganda.
I am.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
It's great.
So you want to get bought off them really quickly.
It's unfortunate that they're not ever going to see any of the fruits of the labour.
Yeah.
Now they're going to get bought off it for cheap what they think is expensive, and then boom, it's gone.
You know, like they did in the 1800s in America when they went panning for gold.
Yeah.
Should we three be heading off to Uganda?
I think a holiday's coming up. Yeah,
absolutely.
Christmas
not.
to
It would
Uganda.
be murder on my back.
No, we don't have to bring it all back.
Should we get some of those trolleys that your gran used to take to Asda with you?
No, we get some of them really hard, rigid suitcases. But we take them empty.
How do we get them on the plane? Do we have to wear it?
No, we pay for extra baggage. Before we set off, you can pay for that 25 kilos
Oh, yeah.
on EasyJet
Yeah.
upgrade. We'll do that. It's a bit of a bummer that you have to pay for the case going out because it'll be empty, but I think, we can probably afford it.
I like your idea. Well, we'll be flying to John Lennon Airport at midnight, so no one ever checks us.
That's it.
Great idea.
And
That's
we'll
all
wear
this.
American hats and stuff as well. And we'll have them little tray things.
And
for
MAGA.
I
love that.
Yeah.
Now then, this is moving on to another topic that I can't really stand these things. This is to do with another breaking news article about Swoosh.
Yes.
Swoosh.
Take it away.
All right. Nike launches. Do I say dot swoosh or swoosh? What do
Just
I
say swoosh.
It's got a dot in it, and it's quite.
Swoosh.
It's quite significant. It's got a dot before it, so I think I should probably say dot swoosh.
Dot swoosh,
Dot
I
swoosh.
guess, yeah.
Right. Nike launches dot swoosh. Swoosh. If I'm going to say that enough, it's going to turn into something else.
It is, yeah.
Nike launches dot swoosh Web3 platform with Polygon NFTs due in 2023. The dot swoosh platform is billed as the epicenter for Nike's digital efforts around Web3. It's designed to spotlight the brand's NFTs and virtual apparel initiatives, including future ways for customers to become co-creators and sharing digital products digital product royalties.
Don't look at my off-camera hand signals.
It will also utilize Web3 tech to allow users to unlock real-world benefits, such as exclusive physical apparel or chats with pro athletes. Some other popular NFT projects, including one from Adidas, come with physical apparel or real-world perks. The company plans to gradually let users into the closed platform through the end of this year, ahead of the first NFT drop in January 2023. Nike's NFT apparel will be minted on Polygon.
Do you want to bring the website up while we talk about it as well?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the pair of you about this because I have the square root of zero interest in these NFT projects, especially the one from So Rare, which we're going to get onto.
Yeah.
So in terms of great news for adoption, let's take that angle.
Yeah.
How good is this?
Well, I can only ever see these things being useful in gaming, and I'm not a gamer.
Should we throw it over to Brogan?
But
then?
I know that Nike are very much ahead of this, aren't they? Because they've linked up with that company for the shoes that they've got on. They've even been on ITV News. That's how mainstream that's now become.
Really?
This website's poor.
So they've got like shoes that are AI, I guess. That when you've got a camera on them, you are actually wearing them and they move and stuff.
Oh, AR.
I don't know.
Augmented reality.
Yeah. So that's they've already. Did they buy that company?
The website's not working.
It doesn't work very well.
Horrible
Artifact or something they're called RTFC.
Fatty Arbuckles.
ERTE.
I loved Fatty Arbuckles when I was a kid.
Artifact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've heard them before. Yeah.
So yeah, they seem to be right at the edge of this.
Didn't we talk about them? At
Yeah.
some point? I think we did.
I think we did.
They're leading it. I prefer the idea of the Adidas one, if I'm being perfectly honest. That you buy your NFT and you can use it in your gaming, but you also get sent the real thing.
My problem with that is what happens if you sell the NFT?
Yeah.
Because you're left with a pair of trainers, which is what you wanted, and you've sold somebody a virtual pair of trainers, which you can't. You know what I mean? It's anyway. What do you think? Throw some light on me.
They're opening up the website though for all users to actually design their own. That's kind of cool.
They've done that before though on websites. You just change the colour of it, put your name on the shoe, and it's all cool.
Oh, is that all they're going to do?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they like draw patterns and stuff.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to get some person to make that,
Yeah.
and it can cost quite a bit, I'd assume then.
So help me out here.
Yeah.
If you wear a pair of these Nikes in Call of Duty and you run through a puddle, are your feet going to get wet?
Yes.
See, that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
What about Doc Martens? Can you not get Doc Martens in the metaverse?
They will
probably.
be able to do.
Because, you know, if you're playing a zombie game and you stamp somebody with your Nike trainer on,
No use.
the teeth are going to go straight through your foot,
Yeah.
aren't you? Come on, help me out here, Brogan. I'm struggling to see the benefits of Nike.
Benefits
Of Nike, not of wet trainers.
of Nike NFTs.
This is in the Twitterverse. This is absolutely massive news. Everyone's all over this. They think this is brilliant. I unfortunately can't see it.
Me either.
So why is this brilliant news?
It's a bit murky for me, but I can wade through it. It's cool you get a unique pair of shoes. I assume it's going to be unique, an NFT unique shoe. Or it's got the purple polygon, right? The shoe. So that's going to be nice. So the way I think the only way it's going to work is if on first release is where you get all the shoes from. But then from then on, it's like a one-drop shoe, which you only buy with the NFTs. A bit like some of the other... what's it called? Like
I was going to ask you if that was a Chinese make of shoe, one drop, but I realise you mean it only drops once.
Yeah,
He used to play for Derby.
That was Paolo, one drop. he
They make
had legs
certain-
for days. They always talk about giving limbs in the crowd. He gave limbs on the pitch every match.
Read the room. We've just killed Brogan.
Sorry, carry on.
some of these companies, or I assume Nike as well, they make these like versions of shoes that only drop once and that's it, and you have to sell them on a second market.
And when you say they only drop once, you mean there's multiple pairs of them?
Oh yeah.
But there's like a limited 5,000.
Let's say there's 5,000 a shoe.
Because in NFT land, you have what's called a one of one, which is a specific one-off unique pair, unique NFT.
Yeah.
So it's not a 500 or 1,000 drop; it's a one of one.
Yeah.
So when you say it's a one,
It's like the initial mint.
Yeah.
I'd say, because you mint your own 5,000, but after that you can't mint more.
right, I'm with you.
You can only resell it.
Okay.
So I think the way it works is you either buy an NFT to get the shoes, or after that, you have to, if you want the shoes in the metaverse, I think from then on it's going to split off. So I think either you stock X or whatever, and you resell your shoe.
Yeah.
Because it looks nice. Or you go to it's going to be on Polygon. I'm not sure what the Polygon marketplaces are. But you go to this NFT place and you go, okay, I want these shoes in the metaverse. I think the only way this will work, where you have a physical and a digital version of something, is if they split off into two entities after the initial purchase.
I'm with you.
But in terms of use, I think, for the physical one, it's a pair of shoes. People might want it because it looks nice. Say the same for Supreme, etc., etc. NFT, same goes for that. You want a nice, bit of skin to go on your character. Obviously, there's the issue of interoperability, but...
Fair point.
Good point.
Yeah, well made.
Carried.
Thank you.
Now then, more nifter news.
Yes.
And again, something that
There's a correlation between NFT news and it being bland. Not bland, but it doesn't really mean
We're a
much.
bit negative on them, aren't we?
Yeah, I like reading
There's
them
a
'cause
reason for
I've
that.
got a bit of input on it, but...
Right, you've got crypto. What is it, 14 years old now?
Sure.
Let's say, for example, NFTs are 4 years old. They're 10 years behind crypto in terms of not adoption, but in terms of development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason we're being so disparaging towards NFTs is that they're still finding the feet.
Yeah.
They still don't know what they're doing. And you've got these airdrops where... Was it you that was saying before about FIFA? The World Cup, FIFA's on 3 different platforms with 3 different projects, 3 different sets of players.
Oh, you mean in NFT form?
Yeah. So, for example, you've got the Argentinian squad over here as an NFT.
Uh-huh.
Then you've got Lionel Messi over here as an NFT. Then you've got another one which is the kit as an NFT they're in 3 different blockchains.
Yep.
3 different projects. And my issue is, if Polygon, it's a chain. Everybody's using it. Disney, Nike, Adidas. It makes sense. At this moment in time, they're all over the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
VHS and Betamax.
Yeah, a bit like that. What I was going to say is, well, obviously, when football games first came out, I assume there was more back in the day. There's FIFA and there's probably some other ones. But eventually, the other ones died out and FIFA lived.
But you only ever really had one brand. Like EA Sports, they would always have the brand FIFA. And I mean, I know they're breaking up now, but they always had all the names. So if you played Emlyn Hughes International Football, right, you wouldn't have Manchester United and Manchester City.
Okay.
You'd have Manchester United, Manchester City, and Liverpool.
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't be Ian Rush, it'd be Ian Ross. So you had these kind of fake names.
Interesting you used Emlyn Hughes as football and then start talking about names.
Why?
His son, Emlyn. Do you know what he called his daughter?
Don't say Emily.
Emmeline.
Was he
True
Welsh?
story, that.
He was Welsh, wasn't he?
Emlyn?
Emily Hughes.
He played for England, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought he was
England
Welsh.
captain, no. Lives near Rotherham now.
Very underrated player, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Considering the people around him.
Crazy Horse or whatever they called him.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went off topic.
Sorry, the point of the matter is, in real computing terms, you only really had... Everybody knew it was FIFA and EA.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas at the minute, it's so confusing to the retailer that they go and buy Lionel Messi over here, but then they want to put him in a kit, but they can't put him in that kit because it's just... So, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to go on... It's a bit more complicated than what I'm going to say because obviously there's different blockchains to think about and interoperability is the whole point of crypto and NFTs. So it kind of invalidates what I was going to say, but there's going to be these projects, but some are going to die out and then there's some which are going to, integrate these current players and then eventually engulf, what FIFA had with partnerships. Obviously... this wouldn't have to happen if there was interoperability because there could be multiple games, but you could just share it between different platforms or blockchains, etc. But I think what might have to happen because it's going to be hard for multiple projects to group up together. unless they're like a bit of engine. We've talked about this before with Epic Games and Steam. Unless there's a master, like a meta provider like engine which integrates, or Gala Games, I think, where you can plug in Gala Coin, whatever it is, where they take all these games and put them on one. Unless something like that happens, it's going to be the situation where all the projects will die out apart from one. But obviously, still doesn't solve the matter of interoperability. So it's bad.
It is bad.
It's been organised horribly because everyone's had the same idea and everyone's trying to do it separately, when it should be like a partnership, which it's hard to happen. It's gonna be hard to do, but it needs to happen.
We've moaned about the article before we've read it.
It's
About
true.
Lionel.
About Lionel. Let's see what's Lionel got to say for himself.
He's just putting his name to something in for a few quick quid.
Yes,
Definitely.
Move on.
All right.
he's got tax bills to pay, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So
John
looks.
Carew.
Hmm?
Topical.
Who?
John Carew.
Yeah, gone to prison.
18
Oh.
month.
Oh yeah, tax evasion.
Tax evasion.
Yeah. So looks to Lionel Messi in bringing the NFT sports game to additional fans, as Messi becomes the latest investor and global ambassador for the platform. Lionel Messi, the renowned football player for Paris Saint-Germain, has joined the NFT trading game SoRare as its newest brand ambassador. The deal also includes Messi providing capital in exchange for an equity stake in SoRare. As SoRare strives to understand its 2 million users and advance the free-to-play fantasy game, Messi will be a vital resource to captivating sports enthusiasts and building out a massive community for fans. Fans have always looked for ways to express their passion and get closer to the players and teams that they love, and SoRare's combination of a fantasy game with digital collectibles gives fans new ways to do that, wherever they are in the world.
How does it do that? How does it get them any closer?
Doesn't.
You can play FIFA.
Yeah.
You can watch him at the World Cup.
You're still as far away from him as I am.
Exactly. Sorry.
Messi will join other famous athletes serving as ambassadors on the SoRare team, such as French soccer star Kylian Mbappe and tennis icon Serena Williams. I don't see where that correlation
She can hit balls very hard.
Yeah, but where are the tennis fans?
Eh?
Have you ever met a tennis fan?
No.
No, they're all in retirement.
I don't think they exist. I think they exist for 2 weeks around Wimbledon.
Yeah, but they're fans of other things that just turn out for a nice day out.
Exactly. They do.
We've actually I have looked at the SoRare website. They've got football, NBA, and MLB.
Does she play any of those sports?
No. I think I said before the stream to Julian, or you, both of you maybe, was unless they're thinking of adding tennis to a
You're not
roster of
gonna do
games.
that, are you?
Tennis is crap, and like I said, the demographic of tennis, enjoyers, if you can enjoy tennis,
They're
are
not
old people.
NFT buyers.
Then they're not going to buy any crypto. What's the point?
Next. Let's
Right.
throw this one in the bin
Okay,
Yeah.
because this is garbage.
I'll finish it off. At SoRare, we are building the next sports and entertainment giant by giving fans new ways to enjoy the sports they love and
No,
connect with
they're
their
not.
favourite stars.
They're not though.
No.
Launching SoRare Global Cup 22 is a big step in that mission, shared Nicholas Julia, SoRare CEO.
So long, so rare. That's what I say.
Nice one. Just last month, Messi signed with BitGet, a crypto exchange based out of Singapore. As an ambassador of BitGet, Messi will introduce his millions of fans to the decentralized exchange and extend the partnership past just crypto and football efforts,
Can I ask a question?
and further communicate with the fans.
Kim Kardashian, who I believe is somebody in America who's famous, she gets fined and crucified for advertising Ethereum Max,
Yep.
right? Lionel Messi is literally throwing his face up in the air on these little cards, right? It's landing on everything,
Yeah.
right? And he's fine, is he? Is that because he's a little Argentinian footballer and she's like a global megastar?
No idea.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
True.
Next.
Before you go talk more, then come off.
No, I'm getting through this because we're an hour in.
Are we? How
Yeah,
long have we been?
let's get through.
Ooh, we normally finish an hour and 7 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're around 7 minutes in now.
Let's get through this PlayStation debacle.
Do you want to introduce us?
To what?
Just say your version.
No, I was banned. You told me that I couldn't.
I didn't say you couldn't.
Well,
I don't think
let's
it's
nobody
best,
say it.
PlayStation dives deeper into the NFT sector. Rival Xbox shows caution. A new patent for Sony PlayStation shows that it's looking into using NFTs to track in-game assets. Meanwhile, rival Xbox is being more cautious, though its chief says there is potential in new technologies. The patent is called Tracking Unique In-Game Digital Assets Using Tokens on a Distributed Ledger.
Which sounds
Very long.
Which sounds like an NFT. Looking at the ledger of NFTs, or looking at a blockchain ledger to see NFTs. So I'm not too sure how they can patent that.
The patent uses baseball card collections as an example, but this is normal NFTs. But notice that the NFTs could have value if they could be transferred across blockchains or platforms. While Sony seems to be moving forward with its NFT plans, Xbox has only hinted at even considering NFTs. Microsoft's head of gaming, Phil Spencer, stated that there could be some
Phil Spencer, is that what he's doing now? He's done 28 seasons of location, and now he's gone off to work for PlayStation. Good old has Kirsty with him.
Microsoft.
Oh, he's at Microsoft now. God, that's even better, isn't it?
Is there much left of this?
I'm trying to get through it.
My will to live, no.
Yeah. Stated that there could be some interesting things with NFTs and play-to-earn mechanics, but urged caution. The company is working with Theta Labs to launch 3D NFTs compatible with spatial reality displays.
Spatial. Isn't that not the same as augmented reality?
Spatial, yeah.
I think it is, isn't it?
First, spatial. Yeah, spatial reality. Yeah, augmented reality. Sony Europe also joined Theta's blockchain validator program. Okay, there's a whole paragraph here. The gaming industry is moving towards the use of NFTs, with several major companies making related efforts. Square Enix recently announced its Symbiogenesis NFT project, an NFT-based interactive experience. In August, Atari revealed an NFT collection with artists Butcher Billy celebrating
I've seen
50
him. He was
years
in
of Atari.
Peaky Blinders.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Butcher Billy.
In what is one of the biggest developments, Ubisoft launched Ubisoft Quartz, a platform for playable energy-efficient NFTs. What?
It costs an awful lot of money to hold NFTs on the blockchain, and the amount of money it costs is astronomical. There's a chart somewhere on the internet, and one of the chains, it costs something like $15,000 in energy to have it on the blockchain.
It has since ended NFT content and support for its Ghost Recon Breakpoint game.
Wow.
But that article's turned me into mid-jure. That means nothing to me.
I think what PlayStation are doing is the equivalent. It's the equivalent.
Well, please do it.
Don't say it.
I'm not going to do it.
It's taking the equivalent of a cup of water and microwaving it to make it boil.
Yeah.
And the microwave is the technology.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of all the things they can do, this isn't the right direction.
Because they've asked for a cup of milk.
Yeah. You've asked for the cup of milk.
Yeah.
And they've given you a microwaved cup of boiling water.
Yeah.
That's what they've done.
Yeah.
Utter nonsense. You said weeks ago that a company is going to come along which doesn't exist or isn't in the mainframe right now, and it's going to become massive like Epic.
Yep.
And PlayStation and Microsoft. We know why Microsoft are not doing anything, because they own Minecraft. And Minecraft is the perfect game for NFTs, but they won't introduce it.
No.
So Microsoft aren't going to bring anything on board. PlayStation,
They've got no big titles to introduce soon.
Nope. It's a waste of time.
Next.
We're on to
the questions.
Oh,
Question time.
It's Q&A. Q&A. We need a little ditty.
Yeah, we need. You know what? We need a transition with a little.
we need jingles now.
Oh, jingle, yeah.
Yeah. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Q&A.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hold on.
Jingle for this week. What is Julian's?
All right, let me go to Julian's camera. You should get some like
Is this the
music.
thing that's got Noel written on it again?
Yeah, Noel G.
For anyone still listening, Julian himself
3
has
people.
styled himself on Noel Gallagher. All he needs is the sideys.
On purpose.
Yeah, they're coming.
He's coming.
I've set the groundwork by having a haircut.
So's Noel's next number one.
I said, can I have a middle-aged Noel? And I've come away with this. But it didn't warrant the abuse that I'm getting.
No one's abusing.
Oh,
I'm not abusing you. I think it's nice. You've got nice hair.
Anyway, what's my question?
What do you think about closed shop NFT projects?
I don't really know what a closed shop NFT project is.
Imagine
Private-
an NFT.
You know what I think of NFT projects?
Mm-hmm.
If it's a closed shop, it sounds even worse.
It's an NFT project that doesn't allow you to move your NFT to your non-custodial wallet.
Such as? Who does this?
At the minute, Vevi, who are
Vevi.
Disney.
Oh.
So all the little Disney characters that you buy on Vevi, you buy it on your mobile phone.
Right.
And you buy it with credits that you buy through the App Store or whatever.
So our friend George would love this.
So George...
He's all over the Vevi.
He's got... Well, he was the one who told us about Vevi.
Right.
But it doesn't allow you to transfer them to your own wallet.
Why are they doing that then?
Because they want to keep it as a closed shop. So that what they're doing is they're trying to use blockchain technology, but introduce it to the retail consumer who doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
So they've made an app which shows you your collectibles. So you might have a Mickey, a Donald Duck, and a Spider-Man. But then they have the secondary market where you can buy and sell
Within Vivi.
within Vivi.
Right.
And a good friend of yours, Chris Bruno, who might be watching to the end of this video, his company the company he works for are about to launch a similar product
Right.
to do with sports related designs. So it's a closed shop at the minute to help, in their eyes, to help protect the customer from fraud or buying a fake version or whatever else it
I
might
can
be.
see that.
So what was the question now that we've explained it
What do
thoroughly?
you think about closed shop NFT
What do you think
projects?
about them?
I don't really, if I'm being brutally honest.
I think it completely defeats the entire point of blockchain technology and crypto.
Yeah, but you're a bit over the top at times, aren't you? You're purist.
No, I think you should have a platform, an
Yeah,
app.
If Disney are going to get all the thing nice and tight and get it all working properly,
Yeah.
with the ultimate aim then to actually take it out there,
Yeah.
can't see anything wrong with that.
No, I agree.
Can George use his pictures for whatever he wants to use them for?
No, because he can't take them out of the app.
Can he take a photograph of them? Because let's be honest, it's exactly the same thing. Can he get it up on his phone, his picture of his NIFT, take a screenshot and then use it? He can, can't he? So it's exactly the same.
What's your question, Brogan?
Is
in
Solana
despair.
finished since FTX crashed?
Oh, good question. Is Solana finished since FTX crashed? What do you think to that?
No.
Good answer. Do you have anything to support that answer?
Yes. So it's decentralized, as we all know. So
Yeah.
it's got validators. It has 1,900 validators. So the fact that one company, I mean, unless FTX managed their own numerous validators, I know they funded Solana quite a bit, didn't they, or something like that. They had a lot of Solana held. I don't quote me on it, 'cause I'm not sure if there was a follow up to this with FTX's situation, but they had about $850 million of Solana, which was going to be unstaked.
I think it was something like 55 million Solana.
Was it?
I think
Yeah.
that was the number.
So actually, that was just going to get put on Solana market. Actually, and just get gotten rid of, sold, right? If I'm not mistaken. So all that really meant was Solana's price would change drastically, but it doesn't mean Solana's dead. There's still the 1,900 validators up and running,
Absolutely.
and it's open source as well, so the code's up there.
And there's more validators coming on board every month.
Yep. So more coming on. It's open source, so there's a whole community still working on it. So that's a check. It's a whole ecosystem. People can still make their own. People can still make their own validators. So validators will still continue to be, added to the system.
Yep.
And there's still currently around 2,000.
Yes.
So it's not gonna have died just from this.
So what the answer then is that the price will be suppressed for a while,
Yeah.
as it takes the 55 million Solana to sell.
Yeah.
But the actual ecosystem will survive.
Yes.
I like that answer.
Basically.
What's my question? I've got no idea. I've forgotten.
Your question is, what exchanges are safe?
I'm going to have to say Binance.
Mm.
Binance, Coinbase, Crypto.com are the only ones that I would recommend. However, in 3 or 4 weeks' time, when
It's
proof
not
of...
financial advice we give, though.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, every video says in our disclaimer, not financial advice.
Yeah.
I'd say once we see proof of reserves come out, which is in 2 or 3 weeks' time, 3 or 4 weeks' time, then we'll have a better collection of exchanges for people to use.
Nice.
That was a nice little message then. So, anything else, Julian, you want to mention before we go?
No.
Any nice surprises recently?
Oh, personally?
Yes.
Yes. Did
Outside
get a
of the
nice
old
surprise.
crypto.
Yes, the family
Well-
have surprised me to go away for 4 days.
Have they?
Yeah.
I hope it's not a Wednesday or a Saturday.
No, it's not. It's a Thursday. I believe.
Going away on Thursday.
I think so, yeah.
If it's 4 day, go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So you miss
Yeah.
a Sunday stream.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to miss the Saturday.
Right, when are you going?
16th of December. I'd got no intention of going away, as you know. Paris was going to be my last trip. And it's been surprised by my good lady wife and my daughter.
16th of December?
Yes, till that we come back on the 21st, but we're only really away for 4 days.
Do you know that we have a crypto warehouse Christmas party on the 16th or 17th?
No, we don't.
Yes, we
It's the
do.
first time you've mentioned a Christmas party for us three to me.
No, it's the one with Andrea and Marcus and Tony.
Oh, no.
The gang.
When was that meant to be?
16th to 17th of December.
Hold on. So you're going on the 16th,
Oh, no, now he's got you.
and you're coming back on the 21st.
Yeah.
When about on the 21st? Do you have any idea?
Early morning.
Oh, okay. Because 21st is Wednesday.
No, I'll be here for the Wednesday.
Oh, okay, you don't
Yeah,
want to
don't
miss
panic about
Saturday and
Let's not
Wednesday.
worry about the
But
stream.
I
Let's
don't
worry
think
about
I'll
the
be
Christmas
alive by that
party.
stage anyway, because I think Andrew's now going to kill me.
So, message to Andrea. Julian
Blown it again.
is not going to be here for the Christmas party.
Can we move? Can we alter it?
No, we can't.
Disgusting.
That's it. I don't want to say any more.
What are you having for dinner?
Pizza.
We've eaten.
You've eaten yours. I've watched you.
We had
Took
Mrs.
2 hours.
Mrs. Fitz's pasta,
Absolutely
which was
ridiculous.
sensational.
Very nice pasta. Very,
2
very
hours
nice.
to eat that, and then 20 mad minutes trying to get the blooming things to work. Because that had to be seconded,
actually-
didn't it?
Mr. Golden Boy in the corner.
I think we call him Golden Balls. He'll have no balls when Andrew finds out.
We were trying to test the mics.
Can't
It
believe
wasn't
that.
working. And then he said, my mic's perfect. It always is. I'm
It
always set
was.
up properly. Lo and behold, it was his mic causing the problems.
Yeah, once you'd finally worked out that it was mine, how long did it take to fix? Seconds.
Yeah, but it
'Cause
took
I
us a
knew
while to find
exactly-
out.
It didn't matter, did it? As
Yeah.
soon as we find out, how quickly did I recover the situation? Seconds. Were there any messing around with my camera? No.
No,
Have we finished? We can have this. We can have this argument.
Well, we can't actually, can we? Because
Off
I'll not
stream.
be here. Because Andrea will be cutting me throat.
She's not
Yeah.
here now. She's gone home.
Oh,
She's
right.
coming back. She's been watching it in the car. She's driving back now.
Yeah, she will be.
Thanks for watching.
Thank
We
you.
can subscribe.
Like, subscribe, like you said. Turn notifications on as well. Not just subscribe. You don't get notified when we stream or upload a video. So it's going to be down there.
If you say so.
Point down.
No, I don't want to point down. I'm not at kindergarten.
Get off your phone. We haven't finished yet.
See you
Point
on.
down.
See you on Saturday.
See you later.
Bye.
you.